So, Robert, how did you get banned from DoorDash?
Long story, bro.
We're here for it, so.
All right, so
You should probably start out by saying you've been banned from Coinbase, Uber Eats.
and babe, this is actually my second time being banned for DoorDash. So, yeah.
Your second time being banned from DoorDash.
What kind of heinous acts must you commit just to get
Stop
banned
saying so
from a
generic.
place?
How do
like
you get
DoorDash?
unbanned from DoorDash? That's the real question.
I can't. I gotta just make a new email address.
But how did you get banned the first time and then unbanned?
So the first time, which was about sometime in 2017,
Okay.
I
Back
made
when I was a
multiple
young
accounts
boy.
because they have one of those programs where if you send your code to a friend, you can get like $7 off your next meal. So I make 2 emails with 2 accounts. I just kept sending the codes back and forth to each other.
Oh, no.
And they eventually caught on to it, and they got me. So those accounts are banned.
Can I ask what you were ordering when you got banned?
Cans. I was so salty.
What a way to go.
But this time I got banned because hold on, what did I get banned for?
I don't know. What did you get banned for?
You just did the coupon thing again, right?
Oh no, I kept getting refunds.
What did you refund? Why were you refunding?
What did you refund this time?
The Donato's pizza
You've refunded a whole
The one that we
fucking
just
pizza.
got?
on episode 0.
Oh my goodness.
The,
You
the
refunded
pizza
it.
you ordered that caused your absence in the podcast got you banned from DoorDash.
Yeah,
Robert, you see how just like a life full of mistakes just like leads to more mistakes?
I'm just gonna create a new email address and not do it this time.
You're gonna get banned a third time.
I'm not.
Like, why do you need this shit?
Well, this isn't the only platform that you've been banned in, so...
Okay,
My
so-
real question is, Robert, when is it going to change?
No, okay. The only reason I got banned from Coinbase is because I was trying to be like proactive. So what I did was I made my account, right? Took me like 15 minutes, right? Then I said, okay, so just so it's ready when I want to sell, I could just be ready. I was going to put my credit card in, but apparently you can't put your credit card in. You can only sell to your bank account or to an external wallet. I didn't know that, so I got banned within 10 minutes of having Coinbase.
You got banned in 10 minutes?
So now I use what do you call it? Quick Cash now to buy my Bitcoin.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
$4 right now, guys.
Why do you feel you have
have
to be so
$4
sneaky with all these apps that you keep getting banned? Like, why do you have to do all this shit?
Stop sounding so generic, Jared.
What?
What do you mean generic?
You sound generic as fuck.
How do I sound generic?
Oh, I'm Jared. I am talking like this. Like, what the fuck?
That's not how I'm talking, Rob.
That's
I'm
exactly
talking
how
to
you're
you
talking.
right now. Am I talking generic, Tyler?
Jared, you sound pretty normal to me right now.
Okay, Robert, you've been up your ass this whole fucking time about you. Just
Don't
tell me
start.
what you don't like.
Don't fucking start.
Just tell me
this
what
is
you don't
time
like
out.
about
fuck
me.
You. Fuck
Oh,
you.
just
This
tell
is
me
what
what-
he does every fucking time.
What did I do? Hold on. Before Michael, do you think I did anything to Robert like out of the ordinary?
No, this sounds like some previous
Yeah,
things.
this
This
sound-
shit builds up.
previous anger.
This is yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did I do?
So today, you put your hand on the wobbly table. You know the table is wobbly where our mics are, and it knocked over the mic.
All right, but Kenan,
I literally told you not to do that because it's going to knock over the mics.
okay, your mic's
Then
knocked
you had
over.
the nerve to smack the table when I said don't smack the table because it's going to knock over the mics. And you smacked the table and knocked over the mics.
Yeah, but can an honest mistake just be an honest mistake?
You
Like,
went out of your way to smack the table.
So
Literally
it's just
2
that-
seconds after I said don't smack the
it's
table.
just that one fucking thing, and you have to call me out on the way I talk. Like the
Jared,
way
it's
I
a fucking buildup.
the way it's one thing.
fucking talk.
A build-up has to be at least like 4 things over the span of like a week.
This
It's just
4
fucking-
things happen in like
It can be one really bad thing.
Yeah, if that's not a build-up though. That's like, oh, I'm fucking mad
If
at
you,
you
if
for
you let it fester and you don't
yeah,
deal with
you're
it.
knocking your fucking mic over. This animosity you've had towards me since the beginning of today, it's not good.
Jared.
It's coming from somewhere else.
And that's
It's really
not you,
not.
Robert.
That's not you. You're
I
turning
know you, Robert. And
Yeah,
it's not you.
You're turning into someone I've never seen, man. I don't know this, Robert.
If you really knew
when
me,
you smack the table. I would say don't smack the table because it's going to knock over the mics, and you literally 2
I
seconds later
hate it
smack
when mom
the
and
table.
dad fight.
Can I say I'm sorry?
You didn't say you're sorry before.
Can I say that now? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Water under the bridge.
Fuck water.
Hatchet. This is what I'm talking about.
True.
This is what I'm talking.
He's got some animosity against water as well.
Yeah.
So did you guys see Avengers?
Oh yeah, we went. Where did we go? Saturday night.
Well, I was nice enough to take Robert out on the town, after
You're
he's been
fucking
yelling.
bitch.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, me taking him to see the Avengers
He's a dick. So
doesn't
Wait,
cancel out.
did you pay for his ticket?
I didn't pay for his ticket, but it
I
was
bought,
my
I bought
thing.
Jared's ticket.
I took him out. I let him have some of my popcorn, too.
Wait,
I did use shit ton of his
did
pop.
you buy his ticket, Robert?
I did buy his ticket.
You didn't... Oh, he bought my ticket,
So
but I paid him back.
You provided the transportation.
It was my idea in the first... I gave him popcorn, too.
Fuck you. Was your idea? You're not a comic book fan.
Okay, but it was still... You're not a comic book fan either.
Don't
You're just
start.
in it for the movies.
Don't start.
All right, hold
Don't
on.
start.
Hold on, no. Hold on. I've been thinking about this shit all week, okay? This is my litmus test, okay?
Oh no.
This is my litmus test, okay? You're just in it for the movies. Can you name...
Fuck you.
All right, name your three...
Start.
Name your
Fuck
three...
with me, Jared.
I'm trying...
Fuck with me. Fuck with me.
Name your three favorite comic book movie directors.
The Uso brothers.
Okay.
Not the Uso brothers.
Okay.
Uso brothers.
Okay.
The
That's
Uso
two.
brothers or not the Uso brothers?
Wait, both of the Uso brothers, so that's two.
Yeah, that's two. Steven Spielberg.
The dude who did the Dark Knight,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Hack director Christopher Nolan.
Don't start. He directed some of the greatest movies of all time, especially this generation. Since 2000 to now, he has some
Strongly
great
disagree.
movies.
Strongly disagree. Okay, go. All right, so you can only name two. Can you
who
name your
else?
top 5 comic book writers?
No, I can name a comic book artist though.
Okay, so you can name directors
back,
of
take
the
that
movie.
back.
Hold on.
I can.
This is
do,
my
I can
point.
do writers.
All right, what are the writers?
Frank Miller.
What did he write?
Oh, he wrote the greatest Batman story ever. Damn near.
Okay.
Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
Long Halloween.
Who?
Long Halloween's a really great story. You should read it.
Wait, hold on. What is that?
It's a Batman comic book.
Okay, is that the writer? Just name the
Still the
writers.
same
I don't care.
guy.
His
Yeah, I
name
don't
is
care about the
his
stories.
name is Frank Miller.
Okay. And?
Who else?
Jeff Johns. He's a newer guy.
Okay.
Green Lantern. He does a whole bunch of shit.
Okay.
Ta-Nehisi Coates. First
Okay.
black African American to ever write Black Panther. It's not great story, but he's a great writer in general.
Wait, hold on. He's a great writer, but did not make a great story.
The Black Panther's comic book.
It sounds like he's getting a
wasn't
pass.
great.
It sounds like he's getting a pass for being black, Rob.
He's the first Black Panther. He's the first African American to
So
write.
you're saying that it's based off the fact he's black.
Yes, but he has great.
I
books in
appreciate
the
your
past.
honesty, if anything.
Well, it wasn't. I thought it was kind of mediocre.
Okay, all right. You know what? 3's good. Okay,
Jared, he's shutting you down here.
he shut me down. Okay?
I'm diehard,
He got
bro.
me
He
there.
got
I
you
was
there.
waiting. Okay, that leads me to my next point. That
Watch them all be made up names.
No, you can literally Google him right now.
I believe you. I'll take your word for it. But the Avengers was just kind of meh.
I disagree strongly.
Like,
you give
nothing-
it 8 though.
Spoiler free. Spoiler free.
It's like here's the main problem with the Avengers. Okay, like when you have like a fantasy setting.
Ooh, excuse me.
And like even in a fantasy setting like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or something like that, there's an understood set of rules, right? Like there's certain shit that can't happen in Harry Potter. But when you have a movie like Avengers and there's just like so many fucking superheroes and it's just like so fucking far out there, literally they can make up anything they want and it fits.
But
So
here's
like
the
they
thing.
can reverse any plot device. They can do anything they want. Like, oh, like this thing happened. Well, we found a jewel that can reverse it. They can basically make up anything they
But-
want. That's the main problem with Avengers.
But you talking specifically this movie? Is that what you're talking about specifically this movie?
It's mainly it
Yeah,
shows.
then you don't understand the Infinity Stones. Then.
I understand the Infinity Stones and they're ridiculous.
Well, if your problem with the movie is that they can do whatever and they have no boundaries, you don't understand the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Because the Infinity Stones literally break the boundaries.
I know that's
They
the problem.
break, like,
If your
time.
story is breaking the boundaries,
That's literally what it's for, though.
I know it's for breaking the boundaries, but if you
That's-
don't have an understood set of rules, the writers can just make up anything they want and reverse any plot line.
That's novelization. That's writing in general.
So, Robert, you're like diehard comics.
Yes.
Are you
I'm
familiar
say
with
died
the,
hard.
I'm
Okay.
not a diehard.
You're well versed in the comics.
So I'm gonna hit this straight. I'm more of a DC fan than I'm a Marvel fan.
Do you know about the Avengers comic series?
I never read them.
Okay.
But
That was my
I'm a
big
DC
thing. I think the big thing when you talk about movies like this is how does it compare to the comics?
So here's the thing about the Avengers movies. They kind of. The fuck was that?
What was what?
Stop doing weird shit, Jared.
What did I do?
So the thing about these comic book movies, they took the titles of the comic books, but they kind of did their own thing with them. Like, for example, Civil War, it was completely different in the comic books than it was in the movie. They kind of did their own thing. They wrote their own stories.
Yeah, they kind of have to make it a little bit more interesting because people get bored too easily, so they can't focus on the backstory as much.
Correct, like Tyler said, because here's the thing: if you did, all they're doing is retelling the same story from the comic book. They're trying to do their own thing. So, like, Infinity War is way different in the comics than it was in the movie. It's completely different. It's just the name they took, but it's completely different. What the fuck are you doing?
So I'm gonna put this bag here so it blocks your audio, so it sounds better, for whatever that's worth.
Whatever. Yeah, but it's supposed to be different. So the writer of the movies, it's kind of their
more
ideas.
freedom, like
more freedom.
Director, yeah.
You can just put that somewhere.
The main fact remains is that comic book movies are ruining cinema.
Don't
okay,
start.
they're an
Don't
8 out of
fucking
10 at
start.
best. Okay,
8 out of 10 is a pretty good movie.
I mean, it's a decent movie.
That's a
it's
B.
decent. There's no trans.
That's
there's
a
no
B.
there's no
The Dark Knight.
I say there are a lot of superhero movies, and there's a lot of bad superhero movies.
Yeah.
They're not all great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At their best,
Yeah.
at their absolute
Yeah,
best,
that's the problem.
8 out of 10.
It's
Yeah, but I
disagree.
think
Dark Knight.
you need those bad films to compare to.
Okay, listen, I guess you need those bad films, but they're just clogging up the movie theaters.
I disagree.
They're clogging it up.
No,
That's
it's
like pretty
it's
much all
true.
that's there now.
You put out blah 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 Batman, blah 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 Superman, whatever. You're
There's
gonna get
basically
money.
always a superhero movie out to go see.
Always.
Because
Yeah.
it became
Always.
super. Because it's funny too. Because in like the mid 2000s.
Isn't that supply and demand? Like,
Yeah.
it's what the people want. It's what they're paying.
Yeah,
for.
I guess
that's
they're like
kind of a
really
problem.
they're easy to make. I guess like easy
What-
to write in a
what do you
sense. Like
Because there's already established characters.
no, it's like
characters, stories.
it's like you can kind of make up whatever you want. You could just kind of say this dude's sweet because he can do this, and then you
Exactly.
can just basically make it happen, and then be like, oh, throw it out into the wild, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this dude's sweet, and I want to go see it now. So
yeah, it
then
already
you
has
just
like
go
a
see-
built-in following.
Yeah, literally.
Mm.
So you just switch up the superpower, like, oh, okay, instead of getting bit by a spider, he's got a butler, dude, and he just
Yeah.
builds him shit, and it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
It just kind of stifles creativity because it's like why start from the ground up making like a great film when we can just fucking tap these comic book movies for all their worth.
I'm
But you
curious.
gotta-
What is your take on a great film? Like, what is a great film to you?
Pulp Fiction.
I mean, yeah, Pulp Fiction. That's kind of generic. I mean, it is generic, but yeah, Pulp Fiction's a great film. I mean, Whiplash was a
Are you-
great film.
Are you talking about like superhero movies in general? Okay, that's really loud.
Just like a movie in general that.
Like a movie in general, or like a superhero movie in general? That's
I
really
mean,
good?
do you have a superhero movie?
I
that's
think the
like
Amazing
that?
Spider-Man was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
actually
that
good.
was my favorite too, but I get shit on every time.
Yeah, everybody
it's
hate-
average.
dude. It was so good. I think the
Which one's
Amazing
my
Spider,
favorite one? The first Amazing
the
Spider-Man.
relaunch of Spider-Man. So not
I thought it was average.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man,
Who
but
was-
I think the movie as a whole, I didn't think it was average.
Who was the Spider-Man in that?
I forget his name.
Garf.
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield.
Andrew, okay.
yeah.
Speaking of, while we're on Spider-Man, I think Michael looks like the current Spider-Man.
I
don't
agree.
think so.
I agree, 100%.
I don't know what the new one looks like. So
That's the one you liked.
No, that's
The
Andrew
Amazing
Garfield.
No,
Spider-Man.
that was Garfield.
Oh,
the
the
new
new
one is
one.
like the young
yeah,
kid.
they shut
also
the Amazing
agree.
Spider-Man down. They had a story
they didn't
built
have the
up.
license.
Yeah, and then they like
Bullshit.
shit all over
No,
it.
that's
so.
not true, Jared.
What?
That's not true.
Okay.
Don't just make up facts and throw them on the fucking
What happened?
air.
What happened?
So what you just said? They didn't have a license, so they shut it down. That's not true.
Bro, you know some
That's
like
not
it's some
fucking
light.
true.
Bro, I don't care about
I can
the nuances.
tell you the story.
Just give me
Okay,
like the
so
quick
what
and
was the
dirty.
story?
Just give me the quick
Quick.
and dirty. Yeah.
So basically, they were had a meeting with a bunch of guys in the UK, and they were going to try to launch to talk about the episode 3 of launching it. But Andrew Garfield, he was like drunk and showed up late or something, so they got pissed at him and they canceled the movie entirely.
So he ruined.
Spider-Man 3 because he was drunk.
Okay,
and
we're
late
gonna
for
need
the
to
game.
fact check this.
Yeah.
He's,
Well,
they
we
said
will
in the-
revisit this in future.
Nah, no, we're not. Just let it. just let it be. I don't.
Yeah.
Like I'm not actually.
Okay, so
gonna
so
look into
overall, like, were you guys disappointed in the Avengers?
I loved it. It was amazing. It was a
it.
9.
It's just so safe.
It was
Like
9.3.
it's like
It's
like,
not
were
safe
you
at all.
disappointed?
They have one more story to tell, right?
No, there's
Yeah, they're milking this shit for all it's worth. They've got like.
But the
9
next
more.
movie is supposed to be the last one.
No,
because they still have,
They
think
said,
about it.
They said a lot of contracts were up.
Well,
They
for
already
like the
know.
main
There's
cast,
so much money.
for like the main cast, like the Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah.
Their contract's about to be.
Yeah.
They're about to be done.
Yeah.
But they have Phase 4 coming up. Because think about it, they still have to.
Phase 4.
Because think about it, they still have to capitalize off Black Panther. They're probably gonna make 2 more movies of that.
No, I'm talking about the Avengers story with these characters.
They're probably gonna have another one.
Yeah, the Marvel
This
movies.
next movie is supposed to be because
It's gonna be the last Avengers movie. They're probably gonna have another one after that. It's just not announced yet. I guarantee it's too much money to be made for them not to make another movie.
This shit's not gonna die until no one's going to see it anymore.
Because here's the thing, So the thing about Marvel is it's so consistent. It's a consistent 7.5 to an 8 each movie.
Hold on, it sounds like you're agreeing with my point.
No, Jared,
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Don't cut me off.
yeah, but his 7.5 and 8 are different than your 7.5 and 8.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But
Because you're saying 8 is mediocre.
he did say at best.
I'm not.
though.
Yeah, at best. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't disappointed in Avengers.
So for
It
example,
was just what I expected.
So for example, the worst movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to me is probably the Thor 1 and Thor 2, and those are like 6.5, 7s.
Was Superman in that universe, or am I?
No, that's
Is that
DC. Tyler, what the hell?
I don't know, dude. I don't watch
What the
superhero
fuck?
movies. Superman was probably the worst hero movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
so
but they're gonna.
I just feel like I needed
Which
to
one?
say that.
Which one?
Man of Steel. Just the
It
normal.
wasn't
It was
bad.
bad.
It was just
It was
like
bad.
It was god
it
awful.
was just
Yeah,
long
you
as
got.
fuck.
Well, you got a
It
guy
was
like
tiring.
Robert. You got a guy like Robert who's really into this shit, saying it wasn't bad.
It was
that means
tiring.
it was
Okay,
bad.
wait,
as a
hold
movie.
on. So what's a bad superhero movie to you? What?
I mean, just
Fantastic Four. They haven't made one good Fantastic Four movie. There's been like 4 of them total.
That was like.
One
I
of
mean,
the-
yeah, they made.
Okay, so recently, like within the last 3-5
I
years.
think Fantastic Four was in the last 3 years. They made a new one. And
those
it
were
was
the best.
Oh, they
Miles
made a new
Teller.
one. I
yeah,
didn't
it
even
was
know.
shit.
What? It wasn't called Fantastic Four though. It was
Yeah, it
called
was.
like 4 or something, right?
No, it was,
No, it was called Fantastic Four.
Was it? What the fuck?
It was really bad. It was
That's what
like
I'm saying, bro.
terrible.
They got like 20 of these.
But that was made by Fox, and Fox is kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's why Disney's about to buy Fox.
Isn't
Change
that
it.
what Amazing Spider-Man is made by now?
It's
Fox.
Sony.
That was Sony.
Dude, I'm out of it.
I'm out of the loop.
I'm gonna let you guys talk about this, and I'll sit over here and listen.
It's not
Sony
important.
is basically leasing Spider-Man out to Marvel to use them. But Sony does Spider-Man for the most part. They did all the Spider-Man movies that we know of.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Okay, so I mean, overall, okay movie.
7 out of 10.
9.2.
9. You just
That's
said-
like a fucking bro. 9.2. A movie has to change the way I think to be a 9.2.
Like
Like Dark
Whiplash.
Knight.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Whiplash was good, dude.
Whiplash was insane.
It's a great movie.
That
yeah,
was a fantastic
yeah,
movie.
that's a
But-
10 out of 10. That's a
but you
10
don't-
out of
Honestly,
10.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would give it a 10 out of 10.
Robert, here's what I'm saying, bro. You're passing out. Does that movie change the way you think?
But you don't understand the emotion. I'm not going to explore. We're just not spoiling. But you don't understand. This is a combo. The culmination. Is that how you say it? Culmination.
Culmination,
The
correct?
culmination.
Yeah.
Of 10 years of films,
I'll
and the payoff is so like, oh my! It's just so.
agree
It's
with
hard to explain.
I'll agree with Robert on the fact of the matter. It doesn't really have to change the way that you think if it's just like a fun.
Fun.
If it's a fun movie, I guess. I guess.
Yeah, not every movie has to go out.
It can be a 9 on like a different scale.
I agree. 'cause
You guys just have different rating systems, honestly.
I guess
for
I
example-
just respect the art form.
don't do that because you make it
Jared,
seem like
stop
I don't.
it.
way more than you guys.
Stop it.
You guys just like, oh yeah, I guess I'll
So,
watch movies.
let's do it legit.
I
Let's
mean,
do it.
I would rate my
I bet
scale.
you guys don't even light candles when you're watching a movie.
No, I would rate my scale. You're
Bust
Marcus
out the
Theodore
wine
with
and
candles.
cheese.
Do you guys have any candles? I don't want any. I don't want any popcorn or pop or anything. No, but I would agree with you that my rating scale would have to do with changing the way I think.
yeah.
Well, because here's the thing about movies. It depends. Like, I understand what you guys are saying. I love Whiplash. That movie fucked with my heart.
Ooh.
That's one of the better movies I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's in the 9s. But the fun of seeing people that you read, then seeing it on
Coming
screen
together.
and done so
You
well.
said you didn't read Avengers.
Can you compare a genre like comedy to drama or comedy to action
So
and
here's-
still have it be the same rating scale?
Yes, I think so. Because I think so. Yes.
Yeah, because if you think about it, movies like fucking
I
as much as I hate to say, movies like Tenacious D, that like
Yeah, but if you know it's going out to strictly make you laugh and you do
Yeah.
laugh, that can be a 10 out of 10, but it's not going to be the same 10 out of 10.
Well,
like,
I think a comedy can do really well. Like if a comedy can like define your sense of humor if you see it like as a child.
So, for example, the reason I don't think comedies do so well critically wise and not so high because comedy stories 9 times out of 10 aren't great.
They're usually
stories,
pretty garbage.
but they're just funny
or generic. Like,
Yeah. So comparing like a comedy, like one of my top comedy I think off the top of my head is The Hangover.
Yeah. Well, there hasn't been any good comedy like The
21
Hangover.
and 22 Jump Street. Those were fucking
21
amazing.
Jump
I think
Street was good.
in comedies it's more
Those were funny
it's
as
more
fuck.
character. They rely more on the characters than the actual story.
Agreed.
So like you have to have a funny character, or else it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. 100%.
But I do think you can compare over genres. Go ahead, Tyler. I'm sorry.
What? No. I was just saying, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so a certain someone is going to jail here soon. Okay.
Oh, don't start.
Wait, hold on. Is this a news story? Or
It-
just someone you know?
No, it's
You know
it's
who it
breaking
is.
news.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Breaking news.
I know who it is.
Bill Cosby didn't do it. Let's just
Okay,
get, let's get into it.
Hey, before we get into that, it had me thinking. People who have life sentences, should they be allowed to end their own life instead of writing out their sentence?
I
Yeah.
would say. Go ahead, Tyler.
No,
Okay.
you go ahead.
So
you go
I
ahead.
would say no. I think it should be up to the family of the victim,
Oh, I like that.
or if depending on the crime, obviously. I think it should be the family of the victim.
I mean, the question comes down to, would you rather, like, what's a worse fate? Would you rather be in jail or would you rather be dead? None of us know which one's really worse. I mean, I'm sure being in jail would
Well, no,
suck.
you can look at this objectively because you're on the outside. Would you rather allow someone the opportunity to kill themselves instead of taking up, people would say, taxpayer money by sitting in jail?
Well, here's what it said. I think you should deal with your punishment. So,
Agreed.
yeah, you should be punished for what you've done. I don't know what happened in this specific situation, but it comes down to...
Are you talking in general?
Someone's going to jail, which made me think about this. We'll get into who's going to jail in a minute.
I wonder who.
Could it be?
Yeah, so my opinion on this entire matter would be that it is completely up
Stop
to
playing with it.
the criminal, whether or not they want to kill themselves or not, and it's not up to anybody else. However, it is a taxpayer issue, so to a certain degree, it is beneficial for them to die in general. So if they choose to, they should be able to, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, could you go into the thing? It's like an eye for an eye. So if someone, it has to be pretty bad to get a life sentence, right? So whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
they're putting you in there to die.
Yeah.
You're going.
It's dumb to serve a life sentence that is guaranteed. Like if they give you multiple life sentences or something, you're basically not.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
dumb to do that and just put them in jail and have us pay for it when we could just kill them. Like
They have
if they want to die,
They have no opportunity to give back to society. Like you, therefore, are a useless.
it's supposed to be a rehabilitation
Isn't
center in a way. You're supposed to be able to better yourself and then come out on the other side.
That's not
that's
what
the
it
complete
is.
opposite.
That's not
it's
what it
It's
is.
I mean in
theory,
a way.
in
I
theory,
mean,
that's what
well,
it's
yeah,
supposed to be.
that's in theory what it is, but we all know.
I mean, you put away somebody for 20 years. You're not wanting to let them out and then have them create another murder
Well,
or
they do
whatever.
Yeah.
like probation and shit.
The point of putting somebody in jail is to give them a timeout to the point where they think about what they've done. They come out. They don't want to go back. Right?
I think
Correct.
that. Well, I think
I
that's how prison. Well, here's
That's
the
the
thing.
goal.
Yeah, that's the
quote unquote goal.
But-
But that's not in reality how it really
it's
works.
punishment.
Yeah, yeah.
It's punishment.
It's punishment, and a lot of people can't adapt when they come back out due to other things. But the overall point is, if you are serving a life sentence, you should just be able to decide to kill yourself if you want to.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, this is a whole nother can of worms. But
Isn't that basically
back
suicide?
when I was I had to debate this in a class.
Yeah.
The death penalty shit. It wasn't this argument, but it was death penalty, good, bad.
Yeah.
But it's actually more expensive to kill someone than to keep him in jail for life, just because of the litigation that killing.
But no,
someone.
so
Like
that would
executed.
that would ease that with this.
What do you mean?
How you figure?
Like it's an agreement. it would be a bill voted upon
I don't like that.
Yeah,
So
killing someone's always going to have a ton of litigation, though. Like, they're
I
not
feel
just...
like-
This, for the state to kill somebody...
I feel like they're agreeing to let you kill them, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
taking
the,
a lot of
the
that out of it.
inmate is
It's-
allowing it to happen.
For
yeah,
example-
but they still got... They're still... like, in this imaginary scenario, just like how fucking bureaucratic the government's going to be... Like the government can barely get like, think about how long you sit in the DMV, and that's just to renew your license.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Like, killing someone, that's going to take years. Like, how long do...
No, it does. That's the problem. It does take years now.
But
when someone
it's
is
solving
elected to
Yeah.
the death
And
penalty,
it's not completely solving it,
Yeah.
but it's helping it.
this would give people on death row or
Well,
yeah,
if they're on death row, they're already
multiple
gonna get
life
it.
sentences to end it faster.
Yeah, but killing them is going to take a lot more money
no,
than
they're
keeping them in
deciding to
prison
kill
for life.
themselves. So here's my thing, Mike.
Yeah, but even letting them kill them, I'm saying, like, realistically, like, it'd be a lot cheaper to just put a fucking bullet in someone's head for execution, but we can't do that because of all the bureaucracy, right? So I'm saying if we were to even let them kill themselves, that realistically applied, that would be the same amount of litigation as killing someone. And executing someone, from what I've heard, is more expensive than keeping them for life in prison.
I'm sure at the moment, without their consent, it definitely is. But I think if they agree to it and everything, it definitely ease up the process a little bit. It might not make it that much cheaper, and it might not make it like extraordinarily better in a sense. But I think it would be nearly the same, at least, at the very least.
So here's my thing. Isn't that basically suicide? For example, just for example, it's kind of extreme. Let's say some kid does some crazy shit, shoots a bunch of people,
Gets triple life sentence or whatever.
triple life sentence for some stupid shit.
No
like that.
parole.
Right. So isn't that basically suicide at that point?
Yep. Well, you're not forcing it upon them, but they then would have the option to just say, "I don't want to serve
I think the
the
that's
rest of my days."
Yeah, hold on. That's a whole nother look at. We're looking at it through like a taxpayer dollar, but the moral implication of it, like that was my original point, was like, is like, so if a guy shoots up a school, he deserves to be punished, right?
obviously.
So what's worse? It's spending a life in prison.
See, that's kind of a gross way to look at things, though.
I think
That's a revenge standpoint. That's like, you get this because you deserve it. type
absolutely.
stand-
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah, it's gross, but I think someone who shoots up a school deserves either death or life in prison. So, like,
I think they're both just as bad.
some people
honestly.
would view, that's what I'm saying. Some people view
Basically
death
same
as a
shit.
way out. Like, that's the way out. That's
I
what
agree.
that's
I
what
agree
most
strongly.
mass shooters decide. Most of
That's
them
why they
kill
kill
themselves.
themselves right after.
So yeah, they almost always, like 70-80% of the time, they kill themselves right after. But they have to, honestly, dude. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be dead, and I don't know what it's like to be jail, but I think you should be in jail, like, for the rest of your life if you do some shit like that.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
feel like it's a I feel like they're getting out of it. They're getting out of the
Exactly.
punishment.
They're
People
getting
see
out.
it as the easy way out, but realistically, what's worse than being alive? Like, being dead. It's like the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah, but that's
But we
just
don't-
because it's the unknown. Like,
I
we
mean,
don't,
it
that's
is
what
the
I'm saying.
unknown. But the other thing is you're no better than the shooter at that point for just saying this dude deserves this because he did this. You're just casting stones at somebody at that point.
I mean,
But
you are,
that's when you get into morals.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. We're in the moral part of this argument already, and yeah. I mean, it is morbid, but I think going into a school and killing people is a morbid act, which should require a morbid punishment.
But also, I don't know if you guys want to bring this into it. If you want to bring religion
Bring
into
it
it,
in.
because so much of the country is religious, and
I'm not sure about that.
it's a high amount of people.
It's going. I mean, it's a high amount of people, no
Clearly,
doubt.
is a high amount of people.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of religion is based upon forgiveness.
Well, here's the
Correct.
thing: religion is,
Repentance.
even if you are an atheist, religion is in your DNA no matter what, because this country was
Explain.
founded.
Explain.
Well, this country was founded on Judeo. This is what I was listening to some Jordan Peterson, and this is what he was saying. Like, basically, you have your moral guidelines are so ingrained in your mind and in the society you grew up in. So, because that basically this country was founded on religion, that you have no choice but to have some religious moral compass,
I see
because
what
our
you're
whole
saying.
society is based
Yeah.
in
Especially
religion.
our what do you call it, judicial system, and our government is heavily based on religion.
Yeah.
Like, every time a president comes in office, you put your hand on the Bible.
Yeah.
Think about that.
All right, what were you saying?
Think
now?
about that real quick.
I just want to. What were you saying before? Like, what was the question?
Yeah, I was just curious how you felt about people wanting to kill themselves when they know they're going to be serving a life sentence.
I'm against it.
Listen, it's a tricky question. I'm not even sure that I'm right, but yeah, no, I'm against it. You have to live in jail.
Tyler?
Yeah, I'd be absolutely for it.
Michael?
No, I think I'd be for it, but I'd be more towards them wanting to serve in jail.
I don't like giving them the option. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I don't like giving them the option. It's one thing if we say and our government says, "Oh, this person deserves to die," and we give them the death penalty. But it's a whole other thing for them to decide, "Hey, I just want to kill myself, bro."
It does kind of give them. It does give them the power.
Yeah, they're getting what they want.
I don't like that at all.
They're getting what they want.
I think what sucks the worst out of all of it is the fact of the matter that this is the discussion rather than why don't we try and evaluate their mental state. Like, people don't really seem to get evaluated after they do these things, and they just keep occurring, right?
If it's really heinous, you're like, you're done. You're blacklisted. It's over for you. There's no help.
Yeah, nobody talks to you. You just rot away in a jail
cell.
cell.
You can't imagine helping a school shooter, though.
Well,
you can't.
It's to a certain degree, you don't want to help them, but it's almost like you want to see how they think. You want to know why it's happening.
To prevent it in the future.
I think that gives them plenty.
There's really no research in it, though.
I mean, people are always fascinated by serial killers and stuff. How studied is Charles Manson?
They're studied, but they're not while they're alive, deeply interviewed.
How much psychology?
It's always for the public. It's always like an interview. The public needs to hear this so they can get some closure off of it, right?
Right.
It's never let's evaluate this guy. Let's see every single issue that went wrong into his brain, everything that happened in his childhood, every single degree of everything, and see how we can better that in the future.
I think that's done all the time. I think that's what the news goes right away, I feel.
How many times?
Yeah, it's what meds is it? All right, go on, Michael.
How many times have they looked at rapists, though?
There's
serial rapists.
There's a lot of rapists.
Are you specifically talking about that guy who just got arrested, the old guy?
Yes.
The old guy? What old guy?
Not Bill Cosby.
I know.
They're talking about this guy. He did a bunch of rapes in the 70s and 80s.
A lot of people were doing a lot of rapes in the 70s and 80s, guys. I hate to break it.
It was fun to do.
Yeah, so they just arrested this guy in San Francisco for doing a bunch of rapes in the 70s and 80s. He's old as fuck now, 80s or 80 or 90 years old. And they just arrested him for that. And it was
I'm talking about moving to Bill Cosby now.
First of all, he didn't.
Michael
do
tried to
That's the
segue,
first
and
thing.
then Robert's like, "Let's stop."
We're going to talk about somebody else. No, but he's going to jail. What do you do with him?
So from the get go. First of all, I believe he's not guilty
of anything.
I don't think he did. I think he got set up. But that's besides the point.
Whoa. Who set him up?
That is very much a big part of the
Okay,
problem.
let him continue forward, and then we'll go back and touch on it.
All right, so to answer Michael's question, what do you do with Bill Cosby? I think you let him serve his life sentence in jail till he dies.
Yeah, he's already blind. He's gonna die in jail. It's done.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was set up?
Okay, here's the thing. They do this all the time. This is going to get into race. They do this all the time with black men in power. They want you. They build you up to tear you down. So guess what, Bill Cosby? I'm sure I talked to Jared about this.
I've already heard this. I'm just doing it for the show.
Okay, so do you know what Bill Cosby was about to do before all these rape allegations came out?
What was he? What was he gonna do, Rob?
Get ready for this one, guys.
He was about to buy NBC.
Bill Cosby.
He was set.
Cannot buy NBC.
We're not getting into the money argument, but he was.
Robert.
He was going to buy NBC.
Bill Cosby cannot buy NBC.
Okay. You're missing the point.
Hold on.
You're missing the complete point.
Before we get into this, with the amount of people that came out and accused Bill Cosby of what he did, I don't think you would want him to be a representative of really anything in general. I don't think you want him to. I don't think you want to vouch for him in a sense because of how many people came out and started accusing him of this thing.
I think it's bullshit, bro.
So wait,
there's so many fake rape allegations nowadays.
So from
this whole idea
that's true.
And there's this whole idea that just because a woman says she's raped means she's a victim is complete bullshit.
That is true to a certain degree. Because
our society's fucked.
just accusing somebody does not mean that you are guilty. But
An
he was found guilty.
He went through the trial process.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's weird though, because the first trial he had, he was found not guilty, and the second trial he's found guilty.
I don't know about
So that's
that.
kind of like weird as fuck for me.
I mean,
What
that
happened in the
definitely
first
puts.
trial that he was found not guilty?
I don't know, fucking Jared.
Was it a mistrial?
No, he was literally found just not guilty by the jury. Or whatever.
It actually might have been a mistrial. I think
Was it?
Yeah.
I might have read that. I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
don't want
remember
to
him
say.
saying-
I don't
yeah,
want to say it.
I don't know
Yeah.
enough about
But whatever. The
So you're
first trial
saying-
he found not
So
guilty.
you're saying this was a move by the elites in either the government or Hollywood.
What do they have to gain to take down
Yeah,
an
t-
old,
This is a shot at Black America, isn't
Bill
it, Rob?
Cosby?
It really is. Like, Jared, you say that jokingly,
But aren't there other? I mean, there are plenty of other role models to turn to.
but he was about to buy NBC. NBC is one
So
of the
that
four.
that is your defining factor for.
So
all
wait,
of
hold
this.
on. This is
Because
a
think about it. NBC is one of the four big television networks.
All right.
ABC, NBC, Fox, and what's the other one?
Bill Cosby cannot buy
What's the other
NBC,
one?
but I'm going to humor you. Okay, so
What's the other one?
Fox, whatever. You named all of them. We get the idea. Yeah.
There's one more. I forget. the name.
So is it
CBS. I'm sorry.
is it
CBS.
is it a revenge plot by NBC or whoever, or is it a shot at Black America? Which one is it?
It's they don't want to. Excuse me. I'm sorry. They don't want a black man to own. You know how much power you would have if you own a 25%. Damn near like that's those four power networks are like the power conferences in football.
Robert, Bill Cosby's going out the door pretty quick. I don't think
He's about to die.
I really don't think that that's like a major thing.
It's a big deal. That's a really big
I mean,
deal.
I guess his family inherits it, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem viable considering how many people came out. I don't think that many people would stab him in the back over this. Maybe they would for that much money. Maybe they got a ton of money out of it, but from what I read, they didn't get crap except for him going to jail, right?
Who would be against Bill Cosby owning NBC?
White people.
I don't know.
This is the global elite.
That's kind of racist.
Yeah. Everything's
For
just,
me?
Yeah,
So you're saying that
that's kind of racist.
So you're saying that black people can do nothing wrong?
No.
And
I
that
didn't say
any
that.
time
I
a black
literally-
You can't
person does
generalize
something
and
Okay,
bad,
he did not say that.
literally
that's
did
what
not
he
say
said.
that at
Be
all.
clear.
That's what he said.
No,
You're
that's
saying that.
That's your interpretation of
that
what
is
he's
my
saying.
interpretation, and it is the
And it's
correct
false.
interpretation. No, it is the correct interpretation.
I don't think you could just generalize and say white people because then that comes off as racist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you guys were like...
Robert,
trying to
it's
get-
just because you're on the black people team, okay? That's all it is. And it's like, oh, this is some bullshit, okay? Because you're
But
saying
you don't understand. but
you're
you
saying
guys-
it's impossible for someone to do something right.
I never said that.
That's what you're saying.
I
You're saying
literally
it's
never said that.
You're saying that
putting
Bill
words-
Cosby.
You're literally doing the definition of putting words in my mouth.
Robert, would you be able to sit down with one of the victims of Bill Cosby and say this?
You can't do that.
No, would you?
Yeah, that's different,
you
bro.
can't.
That's
You have
completely
to.
different.
No, you can't do that.
I mean, you're strong in this belief, right?
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong.
Well,
Would you say that to them if you were on the street and you just struck
I
up
think
some?
they're lying.
Say you saw
I
some
basically think they're
girl,
lying.
you struck up conversation.
There's some sociopaths out there. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there
someone
are-
Could say they
Like,
were raped
it
and make you
happens-
believe it.
So here's the stat they put out. The stat they put out is 97% of women that accuse men of rape actually been raped, and the 3% are lying, which is a bullshit stat.
What do you mean it's a bullshit stat? Like you just,
It's a they
that sounds fine to me. Like that's what I would
97%.
expect.
Okay,
That's good.
But here's the Go
here's
ahead,
the
Tyler.
thing, right? Okay. The overwhelming amount of evidence it takes to prove somebody guilty in court, and on top of that, Bill Cosby's amount of wealth that he has, the fact that he was about to purchase 25% or whatever stake into NBC or whatever, shows that this dude has a ton of money. He could blow all that money on a lawyer. He could blow that money on like 10 lawyers. Like the amount of money that he has, and for them to convict him guilty is overwhelming amount of evidence that this dude actually probably committed something. So the fact of the matter that you're not even giving it a chance,
I'm giving it somewhat of a chance.
I don't think you are.
I just truthfully, in my heart of hearts, I truthfully believe he did nothing wrong.
I don't think
And I
this
didn't
is
grow
a
up in
hard
Bill Cosby.
issue.
But here's my thing, because it's happens so fucking often nowadays, where women would say they've been raped just to get money out the man, or because he did something wrong. It happens more often than I think we think.
There definitely is.
But wait, hold on.
Out of pure revenge.
Hold on. You say this like as a mass media, or are you saying like just
It's
in
just
general?
American general.
But what about that stat you brought up earlier? 97 to 3%.
So that stat, it's hold on. I'm gonna bring it up exactly. Hold on.
You don't have to.
No.
Oh my god! Don't let facts get in the way of a good argument, Rob.
Because I want to say it because it's such a big conversation, it's such a big deal. It kind of.
Yeah, but even then, that sounds like about right. Like, I would expect 3% of women to be lying. I don't think that's a big deal. Robert, it's going to take you so long to look this up.
Anyways, yeah, but the amount of evidence and the amount of everything that's gone against Bill Cosby, it's kind of hard to think that he's innocent at this point. It's really hard to believe that he's innocent at this point, especially with the amount of people that have came out saying this stuff.
You want to know my problem, though?
What's your problem?
I don't think they set him up, but I believe they could do it.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I believe they could do it if they wanted to.
Yeah, we're all in agreement that it could be done,
It
has been done in the past on maybe someone smaller.
Because I don't fully. So here's my thing with the American government. I don't fully trust the American government.
I don't think
Nobody does.
Yeah, nobody
Not
does.
even the
It's
American
kinda flawed as
government.
fuck.
Trust the American government.
I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
Um,
I got to pee too.
We're not peeing at the same fucking time.
Let's just cross the sword. It'll save water.
Jared, this. Oh.
All right. You go pee and I'll come back.
all right. So next topic. Well, to branch off of that at least, do you think that this should discredit anything that he's done in the past? Because I personally think that you cannot discredit anything that he's done on a public setting. I mean,
he just had a good TV show. It's not like he's fucking
He's done
Oprah
way
or
more
something.
than that.
I mean, he had a good TV show.
he did stand up. He did.
His stand-up was good. But, I mean, that's just... Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's bad.
Got some dogs barking. Close the window.
Okay, maybe they're done barking. I think
Okay, yeah, they're done.
we're good.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, it's just a moment thing.
Such a tense moment there.
No. Okay, so you can't start. That's not the argument. Discrediting anything that he's ever done because he's definitely done a lot. But would you discredit anything that he's done? It's not about how much he's done. It's about would you discredit what?
I don't even put the two things in the same
Well,
league.
these allegations were long, but it's not like they're recent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they stretch far back.
Yeah, they've been ongoing for a long
think
time. But I don't think you can discredit his ability as a
it's like
performer.
a movie is still a good movie, regardless if the people in the movie are shitty people.
Correct.
I think they're in two different leagues. So, like, you have, like, Carlos Mencia. So, him stealing jokes...
Carlos Mencia?
Yeah, Mencia. Like, him stealing jokes discredits him as a comedian. But, like, it's not... Like, that's what you need to discredit someone who has, like, an entertainment career.
Yeah,
So, like,
if it's affecting how they
Yeah,
perform.
they're two different leagues. But if you have someone like... Let's say in theory, he probably has done charitable things. But let's say he's, like, an Oprah kind of character who's just doing all this shit, like, giving Africa schools and shit. I think if he was doing that kind of shit, then it would discredit him as a philanthropist. But they're in just such two different leagues that raping somebody doesn't discredit you as a comedian because they're just two entirely different things.
All right, so we fucked up the audio a little bit, but back to the old topic that we were talking about here. Bill Cosby, how does it affect his career in a public setting rather than a private setting?
It doesn't.
As a performer.
It doesn't, because his career was never on that level. Okay,
I don't think you understand how big Bill Cosby was.
He was big.
He was a pretty big figure for.
He was big.
He had one of the biggest TV shows. What was that? The 80s.
But it's just
90s?
that it's a TV
from
show.
84 to 92.
It's a TV show.
TV
not-
shows are huge, bro.
Yeah, it was big, but he's not like a philanthropist. He's an entertainer.
You know what a philanthropist means?
Yeah,
What does it mean?
I wrote a paper on it, dude. I know.
What does it mean?
It means someone who gives shit away
He didn't do
for
that
the good of the human race.
He didn't do that for black people.
He still was big.
What did he do?
He still was big.
What did he do?
He donated a shit ton of money to black people.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but when people say like,
So he had to donate to white people to be a philanthropist.
no, I'm saying is, I'm being race baited. So what I'm saying is, when people say Bill Cosby, I think TV show guy, entertainer.
Well,
I don't think philanthropist, because I'm sure every huge celebrity has donated lump sums of money to whatever cause.
so here's the thing, Jared. We're about all of us are literally like 22 years old. So we weren't in the heart of Bill Cosby. We weren't kids during like Fat Albert and all the other shit he did. We weren't in his prime of his stand up.
Little Bill.
So we don't look at Bill Cosby as somebody who's probably like, I don't know, my dad's age, who's around like 50 or so.
Yeah.
Would look at Bill Cosby.
Okay, hold on. So how would you look at him? Obviously, he has previous work, but he had the first trial, got off, did stand up post trial.
Bless you.
Do you look at the people who go see his stand up after his trial differently?
First of all, I don't think he does stand up anymore. But let's just
But
he
that's
did.
the thing. He did stand up.
I didn't know that.
He made a joke about it too.
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah. So this guy.
So if you wanted to see him strictly for his comedy,
that was before like people knew, like everyone, because like right when allegations popped up, it was like, did he do it? Maybe he did it. I don't know. He probably did it. It's not like he was a convicted person. I mean, honestly, I'd probably think there's still people who'd see him even afterwards. And I don't know. I don't judge people too harshly. I mean, I'm sure Rob would go see him if given the chance. If he, let's say, some miracle he got out of jail. I don't know. I just don't care. Like, all right, yeah, go see him. But the joke he made was like a woman was getting up, and he's like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you getting up in the middle of my show?" And she's like, "I'm gonna go grab a drink." And then he kind of like laughed and said, "Like, yeah, you know, you're not supposed to drink around me."
That's pretty funny though. So here's the thing. That's pretty funny.
It is funny. God damn it, Robert!
I'm sorry. Hold on.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
I'm sorry.
Shut it off. Shut it off.
I was trying to
Go home.
No more internet for you.
Go home.
I was trying to find Kanye West tweets, and the video just popped up.
I already know
you just
Kanye
go to
West
Twitter
tweets.
and his page.
I don't Twitter.
I already know Kanye West
No,
tweets.
don't,
okay?
Robert. Just
I'm
Robert,
fine.
just
I got
stop.
just stay
Enough.
on Audacity. Just stay
Enough.
on Audacity.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god.
I think so. I'm joking.
All right, listen. All I'm saying is, did Kanye tweet to raise buzz about a new album? Probably.
It's gonna be amazing too. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I think that's
he was
the-
tweeting about the album name
Yeah.
and the album picture,
Yeah.
and some dude having like a revelation talking to Kanye.
Yeah.
Because he's the glitch from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. It's in his code.
Is that movie good?
He did say he tweeted what he tweeted about Trump to get publicity, without a doubt. But I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah, you're kind of biased though.
How am I biased?
You don't think anything Trump does is wrong.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
I mean,
anything.
you didn't say that, but that's
all I
how
think
you
is.
act.
Listen,
Every time we bring up
anytime Trump, here's what I'm saying, bro. The fake news is so dense. Anytime Trump does anything, the news is thinking, how do we spin this shit? That's all it is. And like, I don't know, people say like Kanye is not allowed to be a conservative. That's my whole problem with it. Like, he's not allowed to support Trump.
It's bigger than that.
How is it bigger than that?
It's this whole. It's not that Kanye is not allowed to support Trump. It's that somebody of Kanye's stature, in Kanye's how would you say? I don't know the exact word. Someone will say pull in the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people are so upset that he would come out and support Trump. It's not that he's supporting Trump. 'Cause I have personally, truthfully, I really don't give a fuck that he supports Trump. That's fucking America. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
It's not against black people to support Trump.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. Like, cause black people do this thing, like black people can't be Republicans, but it's dumb as fuck. Cause I truthfully, if you want to, it's a tangent. But Democrats don't give a fuck about black people either. That's a complete tangent. But it's this whole thing that black people shouldn't be Republicans. It's really deeper.
You think black people are, like, within the black community, you think black people are trying to stop other black people from the conservative mindset? You think that's what's happening to Kanye?
It's not that they're trying to quote unquote stop him.
The bully mentality.
It is kind of a mob. It is kind of
Yeah.
some type of mob mentality though. And Kanye is the type of free thinker. I think he's the type of guy to go against the grain no matter what. He's what do you call it? A contrarian? What's that word?
Contrarian.
He's a contrarian. So to see a bunch of people go one way, he wants to think about what's going on the other way automatically. I think that's just his like natural basis. What's different? Okay, this is different. So let me look at this side of the argument, and people just don't like that. That's just a natural thing in America. I think though. I think he's a contrarian. I'm not saying that he doesn't believe in what he believes in as a conservative. I just think he's a contrarian.
Were his tweets really a big deal? I mean,
And for the black community, they reacted strongly to it. He literally lost 10 million followers within 24 hours.
that says a lot.
It
Wait,
says
what?
that's
10 million?
10 million followers.
Is that a real?
That's like dead ass.
I think you've got a lot of people who are just trained to just think the conservative mindset is just the worst thing in the world. Especially black people.
So no, here's the thing though. It happens equally on both sides. We do this thing. We make politics sports for some reason, where we have to go with our team no matter what. We always have to fight with the Democratic Party no matter what. We always have to fight with the Republican Party no matter what.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's
it goes
sports.
even further though, because people really stop talking to you because about politics.
They really do. It's so ridiculous. First of all, we should have never have split. That's literally the split in America, Democrat and Republican. And there's a bunch of motherfuckers in between, but really it's a Democrat and Republican. And it's literally a sports team.
I mean, that's nature, though. People come together with what they believe in. So you're going to have groups of people that form because they have the same ideas as each other.
That's natural. Go ahead, Mike. Tyler.
It's pretty embarrassing that you can't accept somebody else's opinions and beliefs and without getting upset, like butthurt over it. It's like, get over it. They think differently than you.
That's the thing. So it's that sports mentality with the harsh fucking butthurt that politics brings. So you bring those two together, and it's a bad mixture. It's a bad combination.
It's terrible because it leaves no room for conversation. It's just, if you don't think like me, then we're not friends.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
off.
It's like that's nowhere to be, like mentally.
Who's the traditional Republican that you think of? Like, if you're thinking of a Republican, who, like, what type
Ronald
of person
Reagan.
do you picture?
Ronald Reagan.
Donald Trump.
He's not. No, take that back. Donald Trump's not the traditional Republican. The traditional Republican, the first Republican you think of when you say the Republican Party, in my opinion, the current day Republican Party, in my opinion, is Ronald Reagan. He's the face. He's the godfather.
Okay,
I'm not saying he's a godfather, but if he's the godfather, that means he's not.
I couldn't think of any.
He's not the
traditional,
current
like,
Ben
right now.
Shapiro.
Well, so here's my. I don't want to get into Ben Shapiro like
Get into
super
Ben
hard. I don't
Shapiro.
think he's not the average Republican.
Get into Ben Shapiro.
I don't think he's the average Republican though.
What do you think he is? You think he's like the new age of Republican, of conservative thinking?
No, I think he's just one guy who's smarter than everybody else, and that just flaunts his smartness. Because not everybody is as quote unquote smart in the Republican Party as Ben Shapiro. I don't know how to explain it.
He definitely uses his quick wit to his
advantage.
Yeah, to his advantage. But I would definitely say, like, even saying that, he still knows what he's talking. It's not like he's like bullshitting them just like really quickly so they can't really say anything back. It's more like he's really good at saying what he wants to say very quickly and just being blunt and straightforward.
He's just a really smart guy.
Yeah, he's just really good at being able to articulate his
I wouldn't
thoughts
call him the
very
face of the
quickly.
Republican Party. He's not what you would think.
No,
of as
he's not the face. No,
average
I think he's not the face, but I want him to be.
Yeah,
That's different.
yeah, he's a cool dude.
All right, so we can all agree Kanye did nothing wrong, and
No, he really didn't.
He really
didn't.
Was he
Kanye
getting
didn't.
flack
From the black.
is he
community.
getting flack?
from the
Ab-
black
about
community?
his
Paying
tweets?
attention?
about his tweets?
Yeah, he's losing millions of followers. I
He
looked
literally
it up.
lost. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say he lost 10 million followers within like 20.
I didn't see anything about 10 million, but I saw millions. So
I wouldn't be
at
surprised.
the very least, that's still insane.
Not surprised,
Like, that's still insane. Either way,
especially in today's day and age of what that kind of means and like a societal status.
it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I think that
Which
people are just so childish. It just shows how childish people are.
it's not a childish thing because I truthfully believe. For example, let's say Mitt Romney ran again instead of Donald Trump. It wouldn't be so much of an outrage. The Democratic Party really does not like Donald Trump, rightfully so. But I don't think it wouldn't be this big of outrage if Mitt Romney won.
I can see that to a certain degree.
People will be upset because the Democrats lost. Oh fuck, the Democrats lost.
Well, it's because
but they're outraged that Donald Trump won.
Because no one went against the democratic ideals. Like,
No, it's not that he went
like
against
Donald
Democrat. Time out. It's not that he went against democratic ideals because he's been registered as a Democrat in the past.
Yeah.
It's that he went against the political ideas that we usually go by. He's not the normal politician.
Right.
He's a completely different politician. He's something completely new that we've never seen before.
Right.
As a politician, we've never seen a politician speak his mind the way he's speaking his mind.
Yeah, and
Right.
He doesn't give a fuck.
I would
Right.
say that it doesn't really. It's not that he's necessarily going against like the standards or whatever, and that he's going against everything. It's more the fact that he's really bad at speaking. Even though his policies and stuff might not be that terrible, he's just a terrible speaker, and he has no clue how to talk publicly.
Yeah, but how many
He's not
people?
Obama with on the
Absolutely
right.
not.
yeah,
not
but
even
how many-
close.
But President Obama was
From a
one of
speaking
the greatest speakers in like
He's a
recent
fantastic
history.
speaker.
He's amazing.
He is a fantastic speaker.
And it's one of the reasons he won because he's a great speaker.
Definitely.
It's a huge
I will
reason
not
he
argue
won.
with you on that. But
And to go and to see somebody who's besides the politics, fuck the politics. To have somebody who's as great of a speaker as President Obama, then go to Donald Trump, it's a completely different overall.
yeah, he's really bad at being a leader and speaking to his people.
Like he literally said
Yeah.
to black people, he said, "Black people, how come you just vote for me? What do you have to lose? Like, what the fuck is that? That's not."
I mean, he's not the greatest speaker. I'm not going to say he's better than Obama. I'm not going to say he's bad at it, but he definitely like just doesn't care.
Would you vote
like
for
about
him
it.
or Mitt Romney?
And that's why he's kind of a bad
Yeah, I'd vote
lead-
for him over Mitt Romney. Yeah.
Why?
What?
What makes him different?
Dude,
from
Mitt
the other-
Romney's just like another fucking political drone. I
So-
mean, not that I know a lot about Mitt Romney.
So and I think that's the reason why, a big reason Donald Trump won.
I mean, I'm kind of talking out of my ass here because I don't know
You
shit
really
about
know.
it.
Well, but that point you made, he's not a little political drone. I think
Yeah.
we had a lot of quote unquote drones, and we've seen a lot of the same shit over and over and over again. He's
But I mean, I don't know. You
completely
can't point to
different.
Mitt Romney because the 2012 election was probably one of the most boring elections of all time.
Well, because we knew President Obama was going to win.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was just the
He had that
default
shit
guy.
wrapped up.
Yeah, he
And then
was
just
the
some-
dude that wasn't like fucked up in any way possible, and
Yeah.
you know he had the best track record, and he was the best at speaking. I mean, he was basically just
He was just thrown in there.
yeah. You
Yeah.
know Barack Obama's gonna win.
Yeah.
That's why.
You just know it.
And I think the Democratic Party banked the same thing would happen with Hillary Clinton. And that's why they thought for sure that she was going to win. And she got ran out the fucking race. She got her ass
They
beat.
just need somebody clean to get in there, and
Yeah,
they basically won the
Bernie
next
Sanders,
election.
yeah.
I truthfully believe, and I know I sound super generic. I sound like that every single Democrat.
Don't say Oprah.
No, fuck Oprah.
Okay.
Oh, well, not fuck Oprah. Oprah's a great person. Oprah's a good. I don't fuck Oprah, but I'm
You
a Bernie.
don't-
I'm
you
not
wouldn't
Bernie
fuck
Sanders
Oprah?
guy.
You wouldn't fuck Oprah?
Next topic. Would you fuck Oprah?
I'm not Bernie
Oprah.
Sanders guy who would have voted for Bernie, and I truthfully believe Bernie Sanders would have beat Donald
He
Trump.
might have won.
He totally
He,
got
pri-
fucked over.
he for sure
And he
would have
got
beat
he
Donald
literally. And the funny
If
part
he
is
was the primary,
Trump. Yeah.
and the funny part
He
is about
literally
that
got
he got
cheated
fucked
out of it.
over by the
Yeah.
Democratic Party.
Yeah.
That's the funny part
they told
about
him to
it.
fucking stop because he might take a state from
Yeah.
them. The first time an independent actually
Yeah.
poses a threat. Funny.
That's how. Yeah.
It's funny stuff.
Yeah. All right. Got anything more?
Yeah, I have one last question for you guys.
Sure thing, bud.
So, this came up recently for me. I have a nipple that is more sensitive than the other one.
What?
What's the deal? Do you just like
I do.
massage one more than the other?
Yeah, like, do you guys have a more sensitive nipple than the other?
I did, but it was because I was wearing a shirt that had like patchy,
Like-
patchwork on it.
Chafage? Or?
Yeah, it would chafe my
Oh,
nipple.
dude, I have a chafe. That shit sucks.
Yeah,
You
so
have
wait.
you have extreme chafe.
So
No,
you wear,
not,
like,
I had it like one time. It was really bad.
Yeah, it's horrible. So wait, you wear like balanced shirts, right? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Because it was actually because of those Kroger shirts.
I'll be completely honest. I
Those
don't.
burgers
I don't
suck.
pay attention to my nipples enough.
It
You
was-
don't
it
until
was
it's a
like-
problem.
Have you ever chafed
It was
before?
prevalent.
No, I don't. I really don't pay attention to my nipples enough.
What
even
happened
know
to
if
your
they're
nipples
chafing.
that you figured this out?
Yeah, that's
So,
what
like,
I'm wondering.
So, like, some things happened, but
Mel?
I was in the
we
shower.
already know what was going
I
on.
was exploring myself,
Yeah.
and
No, but look, like, I'll be
Like,
in the
I'm-
shower,
yeah.
and you're just scrubbing, and I'll, like,
Okay,
brush.
you're by yourself in the shower. Right?
Yeah, I'll brush by one, and,
I
like...
don't believe this.
I don't believe this either.
No, like, in this instance, I'll be in the shower, I'll brush by one, nothing, like, not even a thought, and then I'll
Right.
go to my right one, which is the more sensitive, and it's like, yeah, it's like, whoa.
It's like,
I felt
whoa.
that.
Is it
Yeah.
like
Maybe
like
it's
a
like your
sexual
Achilles.
woe, or is it just like it's more sore,
It's just like,
more?
that's my nipple. And then my other left
Yeah.
one is just
The
kind
other
of
one's
like,
like,
it's
yeah,
just
that
part of
one's
skin. Like,
Yeah,
Are you chafing?
no.
you might be chafing.
Are you
Not
just?
no, there's no chafage, dude.
Do you like to get your like? You don't have to get into this if you don't want to.
Hold on, which nipple is?
Do you
it?
like getting your nipples played with?
Yeah.
I mean, we already
feels
know
good,
Michael
but,
likes
like,
getting his nipples played with. So wait, hold on. Which nipple is it?
Mine is the right.
Okay, so the right brain
So here's the
is
the thing.
controlled by the left.
You should ask
Yeah,
your doctor.
so it'd be the left brain, right?
Yeah, so left brain is like mathematics. Well, you suck at math, so
Yeah, I guess
your-
that's basically
your
it.
left brain's
No, but
retarded.
look, I've asked other people this, and I'm building data because I'm right-handed, right
Ah.
nipple sensitive.
So wait, hold on, right-handed and the right nipple.
Yeah.
So wait,
And
if
I've
you're
asked
right,
I've asked many people this, and it's their dominant hand.
right, as it is for most people. I mean, you're not special.
No, I know, but
But what if they're
like,
ambidextrous? Are their nipples just going crazy constantly, dude?
Yeah.
I guess they could. I don't know.
You ever
You
think
see-
about that, Michael? Jeez.
I truthfully think I'm not joking at all. You should truthfully ask
Hold
your
on.
doctor.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Don't
So
cut
wait.
me off in the middle
Okay,
of
go
fucking
on.
talking.
All right, I'm sorry. Go on.
I truthfully think the next time you go to your doctor, you should ask him about that to see if it's like just ask them to see
it's
what
not
they
like
say.
a bad thing.
It's
It's
gonna
not
No,
like
lactate.
I'm just saying you should just ask.
Yeah,
like a
I
professional.
should have cut you off. So
Fuck you, bro. This is what I'm fucking
I'm
talking
just
about.
fucking around. I'm just fucking around. Okay, so
You
what is
al-
it? You're
you're
right
always
hand. All
fucking
right, so hold on. You're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that you move around your right hand more, right?
Yeah.
So maybe like when you're moving.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's
Yeah,
more
like,
action
it's
on
just-
this side.
yeah.
This side is more like dead.
Yeah,
But Jared, is your right nipple sensitive?
I don't think about my nipple sensitivity unless
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
really
think
don't.
about it
Yeah,
either.
I
It just
don't-
like
But
happened.
I've chafed
I was
before
like,
Yeah.
because of those Kroger shirts. Those Kroger shirts.
Yeah,
suck.
those Kroger shirts were pretty rough.
And that's because I was chafed. I had to like go put like fucking tape and shit on my nipples.
Oh. Yeah, I did that one
What?
time. I've done that. I've been
Damn.
there.
That's
yeah.
It really
I've
like
done
it
that.
was really super irritating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's because it had that logo on it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a shirt that has, like, patching in it or something like that, it can fuck with your nipples pretty bad. But I think the one takeaway from all this is that Michael likes having his nipples played with.
Yeah.
So
really?
this whole thing.
That's funny as
This
fuck.
whole thing.
This entire podcast was just a lead up to get
Yeah.
Michael to talk about his nipple sensitivity.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right.
Anytime.
Well, Michael can have his own segment about, like, what he... like,
Michael's nips. Let's check him out.
It's nipple time.
Michael, whip him out for the boys.
I think we're hitting, like, an hour and 3 minutes now.
Yeah.
I think we did a great
Yeah, we just
job.
we just went over an hour.
All right, this has been Jared.
Robert,
Tyler.
And Michael.
All right. Good job.
and let's make noise.
No,